This past year, I tried gardening for the first time, and I think I found a new lifelong passion. I have had so much fun and I've learned so much. So this is my video to you with the things I learned from my first year of gardening. Everything went a lot better than expected. I'm the kind of person that kills succulents, so I didn't have very high hopes, but I ended up doing really well. I have been able to harvest the fruits of the things I planted for months now, and I'll probably continue to do so for a little bit longer until fall season starts really hitting here in Norway. Here are some of the things I wish I knew back in March when I started. 1. Just get some planting soil and some seeds. That's it. There is so much information about planting and gardening, but it can be really overwhelming. It's almost like humans know a lot about gardening, and like growing our food has been an important part of our history. But seriously, when you start out, you don't need to know everything about companion plants and your sown and everything like that. Just get some seeds, get some planting soil, something to put them in, cover it all up, give them some water and some sunshine, and hopefully all will work out. When I start new projects, I get very excited. I want all the things. I want everything to be perfect. But you don't even really need like a watering can. You can just start out by just taking a pitcher of water if that's all you have available. Gardening can be really cheap or really expensive. So when you're starting out and aren't sure if this is for you, just start with what you have. Use containers that you already have. Just make some drainage holes in them. You'll figure it out. Number 2, start early if you can. I started planting indoors in the very beginning of March, and that was still like at least 2 months away from our last frost date here in Norway. The great thing about starting early is that it gives you some wiggle room if you mess up. If your plants don't do really well, or if you realize you forgot to plant something you really want, you're buying yourself time by starting early. I thought it was gonna go horribly, so I planted a lot just to cover my bases, and then ended up with way more plants that I could fit. It is March 22nd, so he's a month and a day old. And I just wanted to give a little update on my planting. It's turned into a whole thing. I didn't need 30 snappy plants, but for some reason I thought that only like 2 were gonna survive. I started early enough, so what I could have done and should have done was to start with a smaller amount of seeds, see how it went after a few weeks, and then plant more as needed. Number 3, be patient and pay attention. Do your plants need water? Just stick a finger in up to like the first knuckle, and if it's dry, they need some water. Look at your plants. Are they droopy? Do they need water or to be hung up or get some support? Do your plants have bugs or some kind of fungus going on? Try Googling it with your specific plant. See what the issue is and see what kind of treatments you have available. Do your plants look kind of crowded? Maybe you need to thin them out or replant the smaller plants in different pots. So much of gardening is just paying attention and being patient. 2 things I am historically not very good at. But since I've had to stay at home with the baby, I've had the time and I've had the opportunity to spend time every single day looking at my plants, seeing how they're doing. It is the 14th and my plants are doing really, really well. So, I mean, some of them. These ones are still quite small. These ones are really big, really pretty. Number 4, make things easy for yourself. Have whatever watering supplies you need readily available so that it's easy for you to water your plants. Have new soil and pots if your plants are going to need bigger pots soon, readily available. I ended up actually having like a massive box of just dirt, massive box of soil, because I thought it was so tricky and messy to pull out the soil out of the bag every time I needed to replant things. So I just got everything into this big box, and then I could plant and do everything over the box, so any spill would go back into the dirt. It felt very weird to just have a big box of dirt in my house, but it worked out really well. So make sure you make things easy for yourself. Put your plants in spots where they're easy to take care of, easy to reach, to water, to look at. Number 5, fertilize every once in a while. If you're new, like I am, I just get the stuff you mix with the water. Everything else is getting way too complicated and I don't think I can keep up with it. I didn't truly understand the power of fertilizer until my basil plant looked very, very sad and pale and kind of lanky. Then I give it a little bit of water with fertilizer, and now it's this like luscious, big, dark green thing that's absolutely amazing and looks like the ones you buy from the store. All it needed was a little bit of fertilizer. And all my other plants as well. I realized that like once they were kind of stagnant, where I hadn't really seen a whole lot of growth in a while, if I gave them a little bit of fertilizer, they usually had like a massive growth the next few days. 6, make sure your plants have drainage. That's the holes in the bottom that make sure that your plant doesn't just sit in a constant pool of water. Plants don't like that. That's not how nature works. They like that their soil gets dry and then they get new water. If you're using containers and things you already have at home, get a drill. Just drill some holes in the bottom. It works great. This is the first full day. My peas are in this new pot, which is really just a bucket, a massive bucket that I drilled holes in at the bottom, put in some stuff for drainage, and fill them in. If you have your plants inside, make sure you have some kind of pot or something underneath that will catch the water or move everything like to the sink when you're gonna water it, so you don't get water all over your table or windowsills or wherever you keep your plants. 7, plant the things that you want to eat or decorate with. This just makes the process so much more rewarding and interesting, and you have a bit more of an incentive to pay attention even on the days when you feel very tired and don't want to go out and go looking at your plants. Salads and lettuces are very easy to grow. You can grow them indoors. They come very quickly, so it's a very quick like reward system like that. I also like it because I can just clip off whatever I need and throw it in a salad that I have. Same with herbs, it's very satisfying because they grow quite quickly and you can continue to use them quite often. I love cooking, so for me, having some fresh herbs in my windowsill is great. Number 8, have fun with it and take pride in it. I am so proud whenever I can serve someone some food and say, this is something I have grown myself from seed. It's an amazing feeling of accomplishment. You have paid attention, you have cared for this plant for so long. Look how robust my tomatoes are. Look how beautiful zucchini flowers are. And here's my snap peas. They're growing quite tall and they just got a ton of flowers. So we'll soon have a ton of snap peas. It also gives you a completely new understanding of food and connection with food. I feel like I'm working a lot harder on finishing all the food that we have and not throwing food away, because I know the amount of work it takes to grow something. I know the amount of time it takes. It's a great activity that you can do together as a family. I often let my 2-year-old help me plant seeds, put soil in things, watering. He loves to water the plants, so he often will do that for me, or I will help him, but he's the one that does it. He also loves being able to pluck off the finished fruits and vegetables and then eat them and see what they taste like and get that understanding of seed to plant to food. Soil, seed, water, sunshine is like the basic things they need. Good pots with drainage holes and some fertilizer every once in a while and your plants are set. I had a lot of fun planting this year. I even saved some seeds from some of my plants to try to plant again next year. I'm sure certain things I'll just plant and keep inside over the winter if we get enough sunshine or light. I still have a little bit of the season left, so I have some tomatoes that are still ripening and I think I'll get a few more zucchinis. My snap peas are done for the season and my herbs are still going strong. Thank you so much for watching and best of luck starting your own little garden. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!